So, it's time to continue with the new premium tank platoon, and well, today I'll be driving the SK-105A2, the light tank of the platoon. Now, the SK does have a very powerful 105mm main gun, is able to launch APFSDS shells, also has heat shells, has an autoloader for second is the reload duration, which is really fast. Average penetration 400mm, which is incredible for such a small vehicle. Now, the SK isn't really the fastest light tank, it's actually slower than a lot of the main battle tanks that you'll be facing in Tier 8 and Tier 9 and Tier 10. But honestly, I haven't had a lot of problems with the speed of this vehicle. I did get used to it. Now, let's take this little tank for a ride and let's see how it will perform. So, as I mentioned before, the SK isn't really the fastest. The main thing about this vehicle is that main gun, comparable to the main gun on the Leopard A1A1, and in performance, in reload, it is the same as the STRV, 4 seconds. 4 seconds is the reload with the autoloader. Now obviously this has literally no armor, it's paper, it's a very small, compact, slow vehicle, so stealth and range will be your main defensive capabilities of this vehicle. Basically, sniping is going to be preferred. You can't really be running around with this tank because it does not have a stabilized main gun, so you will have a wobbly aim while aiming, but honestly I did not encounter a lot of problems with the lack of the stabilized main gun. The stabilization is really not that necessary if you are already in a very good tactical position, so positioning will be important while driving around the SK. I did have a lot of fun before. I already did release a gameplay video of the vehicle, but today I'll be going a little bit deeper into the whole gameplay aspect of it. So running around is definitely not a good idea because it doesn't have a stabilized main gun and it's not the fastest vehicle. Now, being a light tank and being slow isn't really the best combination, but honestly I didn't encounter a lot of problems with that. If you play more of a, I guess, campy way, camping with this vehicle might actually be solid. The reverse speed is also, if I have to be honest, the reverse speed is probably the worst reverse speed that I have seen on a Tier 8 vehicle, but honestly I haven't encountered, I wouldn't encounter, I don't remember any other vehicle that's actually slower than the SK in reverse. So that's the only drawback about this vehicle. The drawbacks are the speed being a bit slow, and I guess the lack of the stabilized main gun can be a disadvantage according to some. In my case, I personally didn't really encounter any problems with that. But that main gun and the autoloader definitely slap. And I mean, this main gun is no joke. I think this might be the largest, actually no, it's not. The largest caliber main gun on a light tank is on the M551 Sheridan. But this is definitely probably the most powerful high tier main gun that we have in the game at the moment. Well, actually that's also not true. We do have the CV-105 XC8 that has a much more powerful main gun because it's able to launch tandem ATGMs. This little thing is not able to launch tandem ATGMs, but it is able to launch the darts very quickly, so I guess not the most powerful light tank main gun, but honestly there is something about this vehicle that I personally have enjoyed a lot, and I really have fun using it. I guess it's a very odd little vehicle. I have a thing for odd vehicles in War Thunder. I like to collect all the odd looking vehicles and odd looking tanks. Well, I guess that's a thing that I plan to do on this version of War Thunder at least, since it's definitely much cheaper to do so. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I need is a good gun and just a little bit of speed, and I'll do well with most of the tanks. And this vehicle, yeah, it does slap. I mean, there is no denying that this little tank does slap. I also love the way that it's being played. One of the good advantages is definitely the small size of the vehicle. It's very, very small. That's what she said, I know. But this little tank is very small. And if you can hide the turret, if you can hide the hull and stuff like that, you can take advantage of the size of this vehicle and basically go hull down if possible. Now, speaking of hull down, the gun depression on this tank, yeah, that's one of the things that I don't really like. Despite looking like it does have gun depression, it doesn't really have good gun depression. It's a tall vehicle, and the sheer, I guess, height of the tank does not really allow you to go hull down, and doesn't really allow you to go full hull down, because the gun cannot be lowered. So that's one of the things that you should keep in mind while driving this vehicle. And honestly, it's kind of funny to see this vehicle iterate with no stabilization. At the same time, I don't really complain much, because even without stabilization, this thing is really solid. And well, that was the first battle for today, and as you can see, the main gun works really well, and the overall accuracy is decent, and it's pretty much what you would expect to see while driving this little vehicle. Now let's go to the next battle. Light tank or main battle tank in top tier, there's very little difference, honestly. But the main difference is definitely the weight of the vehicle, the armor, and in some cases the main gun. But now, as we are getting towards the more modern vehicles, you will see light tanks with very powerful main guns, main cannons, and it will be fun to check those out. Now, as I mentioned before, this vehicle is definitely on the slower side, so definitely cannot run around and play it like a Leopard or similar. If we compare it to the Mars 15 and some of the other vehicles in the past that we have seen, they are much faster than this vehicle. There is no denying it. They're much faster than this vehicle.
Thank you very much.
So, gameplay wise, this is probably the most unique light tank that we have in the game at the moment. There's also the Sheridan that can launch the 80 gems, but definitely doesn't feel the same as this vehicle, since it has a very powerful gun, very small hull, autoloader, and it can launch APFSDS shells. And will this be an ammo detonation? Oh yes, it will. Right in the ammo. There we go. Okay. And speaking of being unable to run around, yeah, just look at that top speed. It's not fast at all. That's what I'm talking about. The stat there that said 68 counter power. Yeah, you will get 68, but that will take a while to get there because of the vehicle's engine. It doesn't feel like the most powerful engine, but honestly, I would say for what it is, it does get the job done. And of course, you have to keep in mind there is no stabilization, so it definitely cannot be said that this vehicle is pay to win, as I have seen some players say that in the past. Definitely not that, because other normal tier 7, tier 8 vehicles will have stabilization, and that's a huge advantage. that this vehicle does not have, but I still enjoy driving it. It's honestly a very interesting experience. And we have a Leopard. I mean, definitely satisfying to slap tanks with this main gun. 4-second reload, that's what I'm talking about. There we go. It can launch a shell every 4 seconds, and that's amazing. 3 crew members, by the way. This little position might not be the most ideal position for this vehicle, because it seems like it's unable to shoot between the rocks because of, well, magic invisible wall. And let's aim for the ammo. There we go. Very easy to detonate ammo on enemy tanks with this vehicle. After all, you have to keep in mind this is a relatively large caliber. I mean, large caliber, about the same caliber as what you would expect on a Leopard or similar vehicles. It's not the longest, but it still slaps, and it's able to launch the darts, the APFS DS shells. Now, surprisingly, it does not have HEATFS. It has the classic heat shells. It doesn't have the better fin stabilized heat. And honestly, I don't know why I have heat even stored in the vehicle. I decided just to have it in case I need it for whatever reason. But yeah, you can definitely use only AP ammo, and that's what I would actually do. Oh, a revenge bomber moment, or fighter, not really sure what that was, but it was a revenge something. Good thing is, it's not the same situation as with the Merkava, where everyone immediately recognized that it is a Merkava, because when I used the Merkava for the first time, it was very problematic to drive that thing, because I was pushed, all sorts of things happened to that vehicle from my own team, which is kind of funny to say the least. That was a good bomber catch. Well, we will definitely lose this match. I have very little hope left that this match can be saved at this moment. M103, that's a heavy tank. That's a big heavy tank. But I can still pop the heavy tank with one shot. That's a weasel. Well, a weasel got destroyed. I actually managed to hit a weasel, just a little bit, but that was enough. Okay, M103 going forward. Well, that should have killed 2 crew members, but it shows only 1, I guess. So that kind of sucks. But second shot should do the job, and that would be destroyed tank number 7. And okay, there we go. They did not look towards my direction, that's why I was able to peek and take the shot. And there is a revenge bomber in the sky, so let me... because you know damn well that the revenge bomber will head my way, as they usually do. Oh, great, another revenge bomber. Perfect. I was robbed from my bomber run even though I clicked first. Isn't that just convenient? But I do get to fly the fighter, so that's something. And short burst, there we go. Okay. A revenge bomber destroyed. Yeah, it's not looking good. I am, well, actually 1 or 2 more teammates left, and then I am all on my own. Okay, fair enough. I guess I'll be on my own from now on, from this point on in the battle. And yeah, this is going to be a fail. There's no way. Wait a sec, why is the tank climbing the rock? That's not how tracks work. Now, of course, yeah, that's why the tank got stuck. And I got robbed from the 8th destroyed vehicle there. I shot, but nothing happened. Did you see that? That's just, yeah, welcome to War Thunder, I guess. Same thing on PC happens in the mobile version of the game. That's what I call a perfect port. In any case, That was the SK-105A2. A very nice, very fun light tank that is honestly very unique to drive around. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe. As always, I'll see you next time.